power is not given to you. You have to take it. Beyonce Knowles Carter. At this point, I'm just trying to bring in more clients. I'm hoping a client will ask me to go to Essence. After a few months of waiting, today I finally got to ask. You'll get to see how that went. Yes, and are you going to Essence? I know that's a month from now. I used to be able to close at least 2 clients a month. At least 2 clients a month. One time I was able to close 7 clients in a week, meaning they paid and got started in a week. I had calls, potential client calls, every single day of the week, all day, every day. And then I was at least able to close 2 clients a month, or at the max 7 clients within a month. Here's what happened. I got big-headed and I had revenue that I decided to, and time that I decided to put in places where it didn't need to go. I got caught up in the shiny object syndrome, looking at this entrepreneur do that. And I was like, I have to do that. I have to attain things the way that they have. I didn't even put it into ads to try to bring people in. I put it into, all of the wrong things that resulted me here. And later on in that video, I'm going to list what some of those wrong things specifically are and what you should avoid. So check out the long form video on YouTube. But guys, it's been a journey and I've learned a lot of lessons, and I hope to share some of those lessons with you to empower you and to save you time, whether that's from an entrepreneur perspective or a mom perspective, and how I've been balancing work in this time that we are in society. And yeah. So now I spend my days vlogging and spending my days with my daughter. I vlog to get to a way that I can increase my brand awareness passively. I realized I have this knowledge for social media and I have this time. And the reason why I started this business was to be able to lean into the fact that I get to stay at home with my children. And so a big piece of that is slowing down and just taking my time to do what I can while I have this freedom, and trust that everything is going to work out. You have to trust that everything is going to work out, or else you will not. You will drive yourself crazy and drive yourself rampant. Rampant, is that it? I don't know, but you'll drive yourself crazy trying to do and put your money and energy into all the wrong things when you can just rest and wait. Just rest and wait and see what's coming and what's on its way to you. Let it be. You don't have to know, rather. You don't have to know. Just let it come and be open to receiving. That's it. But I think it's hard for you, as it's hard for myself, to just be still and trust and have faith. That does not mean being busy at all times. Sometimes that just means literally day to day enjoying the blessings that you can and spending that time in gratitude and in an abundant mindset, because sometimes when you move too much, it gives off a scarcity energy and you actually can't receive what is on its way to you. If you are busy moving, you won't be ready. You won't have the energy to even take in the opportunity that it's on its way to you. So you need to be still and you need to be patient. And sometimes it looks like you're wasting your time, like you're not doing nothing, and then you start thinking that you're not enough, that you're not worthy, when you are. Nayo is in Dallas, yes, and she is just I had to send her there because I honestly do not like sending her to school here in Oklahoma. It lacks a diversity that I'm used to, especially having lived in LA, being born and raised in Dallas. we stay in these rural areas because my husband's job requires it, and we are working very hard to get out of it. And that's no shade to anybody who stays in OKC, who stays in some of the areas like Beaumont, Texas that we were in, but it rubs me the wrong way. For example, her hair was called ugly at her school, and it was just, oh, kids, they go through those things. Oh, kids are understanding their boundaries. It's like, nah, you ain't even like, even if you know what I'm saying, and you in a diverse area, they know that at this day and age, there's a different energy that you have to bring into it to shut it down. We don't brush that under the rug, right? And so it's not the first, but the second time that it's happened. And the first time it happened, she cried. The second time, she did better. She understood, but it was the whole class, and it started with one student and then went to the whole class, brought it to, and that was just one instance. There were other instances that I'll go to. I don't already have a video on that, but if you want it, I will share some insight. I can't give the school name because she went to private school. I signed the contract, and I said that I wouldn't talk about them on social media prior to her starting. Little did I know what I was going to get myself into. But anyways, sent her to Dallas, and I just miss her so much. Now back to what I was saying earlier. And you are so much so that you get to. It is a privilege to wait. It is a privilege to be patient. It is a privilege to have planted a seed and water it without having to exhaust yourself. So you have to lean more into that. Lean into the space that you are given, whatever that looks like. Even if you are working at your desk, right? Lean into that and water it how you can without exhausting yourself. After losing $15,000 a month in income/revenue, I would say to invest in connections, not courses. Invest in community, building your own community. Invest in building your own brand, not in classes, master classes, right? All of the information that you want to get is somewhere on YouTube University. You can invest in people to know those things for you. Invest in that. Invest in a team. That's a part of the brand. That's a part of the community. But do not invest in something that is supposed to teach you only to find out it is what you already know. Somebody told me that. Two mentors of sorts told me that, and I did not listen. And now I am sitting up here looking like boo-boo the fool. And you can sometimes, like they say, you have to, go through it to know better. Something, let me know in the comments what that quote actually is. But yes, you don't know until you know. So when you know better, you do better. But I know there's another quote that goes with that. So let us know in the comments below. But yes, I am so ready to continue my journey as we scale back up to but as we scale up to and surpass that 20K marker. And it's not so much about the revenue, right? I don't think it's important to have so much so to have monetary goals, but I know what I can do with those things because I've made the mistakes with those things financially. And I'm just really more so excited to do that, especially because I know that I can do that. I know that my company is ready to take on that work. We have the systems to take on that work. So now I'm just excited to get back to that and surpass that, because it's like, you could say, oh, you don't want to have that much money, and that's cool. Do you? But as inflation happens, right, as it's going to continue to happen, as things change, as your needs change, you might find yourself in a situation where you're going to need some form of money, income, and having an increase in revenue and income is going to help that. It's just a fact. You never know. And so I find security in money. I find comfort in money. Money loves me. Money loves you. You should find security in money. You should find security in revenue, and you should not be afraid to receive it, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a mom. Jump into that, leap into that. There's nothing to be afraid of. So I encourage you to start to challenge yourself, to open yourself up into a mindset to having more in general, more time, more love, more freedom. Find yourself worthy of that, including finding yourself worthy of more money as well. And then it'll start to come to you. So anywho, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to tune into the rest of the video. I'm working on it in my Keithley. I'm working on trying to extend time and the turnaround time and get a voiceover and, value to you in the content that's being created in these videos. So I was able to make it to like 6 to 7 minutes, but I have so much more that I want to share with you. But I did record all of this, but there won't be any voiceover to the remainder of this video, but there's still insight. And plus, tune in for the conversation at the very end, where there is audio, where you'll be able to hear how that conversation went a bit with that account owner. I'm working on getting this turnaround out faster, giving value the entire time to these pieces of content, for the entirety of the piece of content. And let me know your thoughts on any and everything. And yes, be sure to subscribe, because it is going to create the community that I am hoping to with these videos. So yeah, we are just taking niggity notes about the Kardashians, and I want to improve Isabel. And all of these papers are out. And then hold on, baby, I got you. Got your bubbles coming your way. So yeah, we are just taking niggity notes about the Kardashians. And I want to improve. First of all, the goal, objective, Isabel, is to improve my long form content to be a reality show. So first of all, we're studying. Goal, objective is to improve my long form content to be a reality show. So we're studying the Kardashians. Introducing main characters with a bit of detail for mine. Is that bit of detail? What else? Let's just see if she has so many bubbles. And then music, thoughts, maximizing to make money. Yes, so we have a very stinky baby. Whew. Yeah, girl, I'm scared. I'm actually scared of what is gonna be in his poopies. It's gonna be in his diaper. Girl, it's bad. Oh, God. Okay, he's supposed to get these ones. These. It smells so bad. It's that medicine. For sure, honey, because you don't normally, it ain't normally this bad. Oh, honey. He's looking at the phone. wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. He can go like a cow. He can go moo, moo. He can go like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz, buzz. How about you? Can you go buzz, buzz? You like moo, moo. He can go like a cork. He can go like horse feet. He can go eek, eek, like a squeaky shoe. He can go like a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He can go like an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Eek, 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 cock-a-doodle-doo. Hoo, 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 hoo. How about you? He can go like the rain. Dibble, 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 dop. Dibble, 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 dop, dop, dop. He can go like a train. Choo, 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 choo. Oh, the wonderful things Mr. Brown can do. Moo, moo, buzz, buzz. Eek, eek, hoo, hoo. Dibble, dibble, dop, dop, cock-a-doodle-doo. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? I'm excited about it too in the same respect. But, so from 1 to 2 today will be doing that, organizing today's content of what we captured from 11 to 2. I mean from, well now, 7 to 2, since it's the whole day. Oh, that's good. That's good. share a story, but it's like what I gotta do for my daughters. Like, what are my options? Seriously. What are my options? And I'm excited about it too, in the same respect. But
confidence of just not overthinking about what to create, but just creating and then fine tuning as you create consistently. I know for me, that was probably the biggest hurdle because I think that I assumed from looking at other content creators that they were producing this in such a higher volume of level of production instead of it being just like having a concept and just kind of trying things out with that concept little by little and seeing how it goes. That was the biggest thing because I think I even look back at my feed, how I started with just how we started with January and kind of like trickling in this, just how the branding and how the voice really got started. Another thing is being not rain, and then there's come back. It's gonna be when summer hits in Philly. It gets real. But we didn't get cicadas, so at least we have for that.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, I'm back to work. I still like I'm behind on a lot of stuff, but thankfully, I'm able to like in the next week and a half get back into like getting a lot of stuff banked, because then I start traveling on the like 10th. I like
so soonish.
So I'm gonna be all over the place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
got a little break, sort of, kinda, and then back at it. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Florida and LA.
Okay.
Of course, 3.
Yes. And are you going to Essence? I know that's a month from now.
No. Actually, they told me the LA trip is replacing Essence, so we're doing now in LA.
Okay.
Instead of at Essence.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. These things turn around real fast. I'm like, y'all call me in 2 weeks and tell me. I'm not gonna be surprised, and I'm not gonna say no, but I'm gonna be like, y'all knew this. But we'll see, girl. I'll keep you posted. But
okay, yes,
as of right now. But I'm kind of like, it's kind of a blessing because I need that time, because I'm gonna do season 2. Will launch mid-July of releasing, so I'm gonna need that time. But that is what's going down.
Yeah, and what day is the start date for While You're Leaping? You said July what?
I haven't picked the air date for pre-taping everything. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, it'll still be on Thursdays, but I'm trying to figure out a rollout plan where I'm actually gonna, because I have, as you can see in my profile, my account on LinkedIn, I have access to do video. So I think I'm going to premiere them on Instagram on like Thursday, my usual day. And then I'll rerun the episodes, either a cut down, like a mini-sode kind of like highlight, or the full, depending on I haven't confirmed how long the pieces can be on LinkedIn yet. But I'm looking to do share the actor. So it's like the premiere will be on Instagram, and then following that is like maybe Thursday, and then run as like a Monday motivation or like a Monday post on Instagram, on LinkedIn with